Okay, I'm going to add to this little line and put it in a progression. But I'm going to show you one of the problems you might have and how to resolve that if I do that. So I'm going to go 2 measures in A. It's an A minor 7. On the 3rd measure, I'm going up to E. But the problem is I have a double chromatic approach on the end of the measure going back to A on the 4th beat. So what happens is after the 2nd measure, and I put that in, it's going to sound like this. See how I had to change position and move up, and the double chromatic approach is not resolving to the A because it's going to a new measure. So what you do in a case like this in particular is you move the double chromatic approach going to the E on the 4th beat of the 2nd measure, like this. You see how I move the double chromatic approach on the 4th beat of the 2nd measure going to the next chord, which happens to be the 5. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change this progression into an 8-bar blues progression, which is very common, and I'm putting my own little twist on it, and it sort of sounds like this. So as you can see, the challenge is changing chords because I'm doing a double chromatic approach between each chord on the 4th beat of that measure. I know it seems like a lot, but if you learn this method, you wind up having much smoother lines when you have a repetitive bass line like this in this type of situation. The double chromatic approach on the 4th beat, and then it goes to a new chord. So you want to make that double chromatic approach approaching the new chord, but it starts on the 4th beat. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the line a little bit. We're going to change it to a 7th chord. And I'm going to show you how to approach all of the chord tones in the 7th chord using this simple approach. First of all, the line is going to now be, okay, just back and forth from a whole step back and forth. And now we're going to go up to the major 3rd and do the same thing. And we haven't got away from the basic idea, and it's very simple. What we're doing here is my famous cliche, we're compounding simplicity, which makes it more complex. But we haven't changed the notes or the concept of the line that we are playing. Most times new bass players are looking for new sounds using scales, which can work, but it's a little more difficult to do it with a scale. You have to incorporate strong and weak beats in the line to accommodate when you are landing on the chord tone so it sounds correct. Okay, here's a very simple idea. I'm going to incorporate the double chromatic approach with the root and 5th. And it's going to be like an extended phrase. Let me show you. Very simple, but it has a little bit of a change in there that keeps the interest, and it's not difficult to play at all, as you could see. Let's try something else. Once again, I incorporated the root and 5th in there, and that's another very simple line you can try. What else can we come up with? There it is, major 3rd. And we have the 5th, and we have the flat 7. That's all we need. That pretty much defines the quality of a 7th chord. What else can we do? It's endless once you think about it, and keep it simple. Keep to that simple rule. That's what I do a lot to make a lot of different lines, especially when you're in a song that requires you to play the line that kind of identifies with the tune. Can't go too far away from that. It then sounds like improvisation, and improvisation is another whole technique in itself. There's another. I love to hear spontaneity in the lines. Makes them so much more interested. See what I can do right now. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it or got something out of it. And come back again soon. I'll be back.